This is Wrestling with Ski. I'm Ski.
And I'm Justin.
And we're going to get into the nonsense that was the giant waste of time. That the Raw after Mania, which was normally like a tradition, even last year, didn't suck. And that was fresh in the pandemic where they couldn't do anything and they had no idea what the hell was going on. People were saying, I'm not coming. It was still better than last night, right?
In other words, hashtag went to bed early.
Hashtag if my drugs would have kicked in sooner. I took my sleeping meds. It was like 9:45. I'm like, what? These will hit by 10:30. And then I kept going with they gotta. And then I was like, well, at least I saw that coming. At least they did a different ending, but I kind of saw that coming. Like, that was bad. That was really, really bad.
Yeah, hashtag rehashing. I mean, they call it WrestleMania Backlash for a reason. And well, here we are.
And like, I know this is early in the night, no, but like this is before other stuff up. Never mind, like all the other, but like before we get into Riddle and all them, how do you feel about being right? I mean, you were about 10 minutes off as to when it was going to happen, but she didn't show up at Mania. She was all like, hey, what? I'm here. And she's getting a title shot because, for a change, like I even wrote it down somewhere. Where are you? Everyone missed me. No,
we didn't.
No, we were all very, very happy to finally see you. You're like Roman Reigns. I was like, he's not going to be in there. Brilliant. Like, everyone was happy, and then
not to defend Charlotte. The promo was good.
It was fake. She's great. It's just
great.
She was like Roman, no matter what. Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Becky and Ronda, they built that since before Survivor Series when Nia broke her face because Nia's worthless. Don't care what you tell me. You're never going to change my mind. I can marry the lady. She's still worthless in the ring. She should go very far away. But since then, they built it and like, well, we're going to give Asuka the title. So Charlotte can beat her 2 days before Mania, so she could be in the main event because it's not a WrestleMania without Charlotte.
Exactly.
Just like Roman or Seth. I like seeing Seth putting people over the last 2 years. That's what they should be doing. He had his moment in like his second WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He had his blessed moment. He didn't need it. And her coming back like, hey, but Justin called it. He was just a day late. See, you were a day late.
It's okay. Better late than never.
Hey, I'd rather be a day late than, like a year late. I mean, but we all knew it was coming. We all knew she was coming back. Yeah. I think I was the idiot yesterday that said, well, we're going to see Charlotte, but they ain't going to keep her off of TV. And, well, it lasted about 45 seconds, at least to anything that mattered. I think Riddle got more time than 45 seconds. But
overall promo good. Outfit was kind of cool looking.
It was different.
It was different, but it felt organic. Like, okay.
Oh, it really did.
She knows she puts herself in those situations to be in the main event.
All the time.
Admitted it. I kind of like the attitude now.
Yeah, there was a little bit of Triple H, I am the game. And I am that. There was a little bit of I am that damn good thrown in there. But I mean, when you look at the roster, like I'm not bashing, like when I bash Charlotte, it's not for skill.
No.
In the ring, it's not for promo. Like, and even Roman, like he hasn't changed anything. But since he changed his character, it's night and day different.
Yeah.
Charlotte, I'm sorry. I love her as like a baby face, but God bless the United States of America when she becomes a heel. Like she's so good at it. But when she said everyone missed, it's not WrestleMania without me. Actually, it was kind of nice to just not see you be there for a change. It was like, when if they'll do it like Roman last year, he called himself out. It wasn't like COVID and like, sorry, guy. He's like, what? I'm not doing it. Peace. And they got Braun in there. Like, hey, what? You just got home? Cool. There's an airplane waiting on you. Like, oh. Like, at least they didn't waste the spot. Put her in there. Yeah. But, I mean, look, you called it for Mania Night 2, and now WrestleMania Backlash. It's going to be a triple threat. Because the way she interrupted it, and Justin's going to get his wish. He was right. He was just a little delayed. And, so is a lot of people. So is the guy running the country. Everyone's a little delayed at times.
But maybe we will see Charlotte put Rhea over. Maybe
that would.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't need the title unless that's a last minute Vince decision where, okay, we want her to tie daddy eventually or have more, but maybe just this, again, story build up. Maybe, I mean, look what Edge did. Build it up. You thought he was going to win, didn't win. Maybe Charlotte can put more into this with building Asuka and Rhea and her as the triple threat match and actually make it mean something, make the match better just for the story building. Because again, Ripley and Asuka, hi, I'm Ripley. I'm challenging you for the title. Bam, match. Okay.
I mean,
from a wrestling aspect,
and
wise boring.
And Rhea, I mean, even when she lost to Raquel, that was the name you forgot earlier. Raquel. Don't ask me her last name. I think it's Gonzalez. I could be way off, but they even put on a good match. You know, we expected Dakota again. Well, like Rhea's good. It's just they like everyone like got a dump all over it because there was literally like 5 minutes. Like we put more effort into doing this, and I only asked you like last Wednesday, hey, you want to come on the WrestleMania show? And you're all yes. And now look at you. You love it. You're here. We put more effort into this than WWE creative put into Rhea. Like, hey, what? Charlotte's got COVID. You're going to challenge. Like, oh, okay. Kind of what it seemed like. Like, what? She's got COVID. She's not here. Like, well, damn it. Where's Vince when you need him? I'm sure there were a lot more words than damn it that came out of his mouth, but like it was just one of those things. And if she puts him over, I mean, that's all Charlotte needs to do. Charlotte doesn't need to win another. Yeah. I mean, she's at what? She won 10. It's been 5 years. She's won 10 world championships just on the main roster. She's got 2 like
tag titles and everything else.
She's got like 1 tag title and 2 NXT titles. She's got 10. She shattered look how hard Trish had to work just to have matches to get anywhere near that record. When she it was like, hey, well, I actually want to wrestle, not just bra and panties. Look how long it took her to get any of those. Yeah. Charlotte beat her record in the first year because Charlotte would get the title. Sasha would beat her at a pay-per-view. Charlotte would beat her on Raw. And she got 4 championship reigns, literally in back-to-back pay-per-views. Sasha would win at the pay-per-view. Charlotte, it was just, or vice versa. It was just so Charlotte would win at the pay-per-view. Sasha would win on Raw. Then Charlotte would win at the pay-per-view. Then Sasha would win on Raw. Then back and forth and back and forth. And back. She doesn't need anymore. She got more world title matches than most people even have had matches that are just getting paid to sit there with their thumb impaled upon themselves.
Maybe this is
the time. It better be the time. I swear to God, I don't care how good she is. It's the time. Other people need to be built. Like Seth figured it out, and he was the guy for 6-7 years. Fine, I'll put people over. Yay.
And again, Charlotte's like Seth and Kevin and a couple of these other wrestlers can lose and still look strong, still look good, and they don't need a championship.
It just took them so long. I don't have faith that they're not going to screw it up because they've been screwing it up for almost a decade. I got a bad memory. They've been screwing it up as longer than I can remember. And that's saying something because I can't remember why I stand up half the time. It's been just, we all sat there going, what's the point of watching? What? I haven't watched Raw or SmackDown in a month. I can tell you exactly what's going to happen at this pay-per-view. And then you guess everything that's going to happen because it was just bad.
Yeah.
But we've talked about Charlotte for 10 minutes now.
That's okay. I'm sure she'd be happy about it.
And her daddy. Woo!
Yeah.
But
opening match, Lashley and Riddle. What did you think?
I just don't get the point. There's a lot of guys they could have did. If Vince was really that well off with Riddle, I forgot what I was gonna say. And scooting away, what was the point? He lost to Sheamus in a hell of a fight, and then he just got mauled by Lashley. I mean, he put up a fight. He got mauled by Lashley, and then Lashley didn't show up later, which again, what the hell? But it gives MVP time to talk. Wonder why? Because Lashley can't. But what was the point? I mean,
I'm still trying to
Riddle
figure
just went out there and got like just squashed, and like you
maybe,
had him in
maybe
such a spot. Maybe it's going to build him up to like to come back from it. But I mean, we saw this with Lashley and Riddle like what 2-3 months ago, and
maybe Vince wanted to see what other potential Riddle has, and maybe this match. I mean, he did get a hell of a brogue kick on Sunday night and got mauled by Lashley. Maybe maybe this is just a way of taking him off TV for a little bit to kind of hone and tone the skills and character. And obviously his ring work is great. Doesn't need much work. But
I don't give Vince that much credit. He's not smart enough to do that. There's some other people around him saying maybe we should do that. That's not a Vince. If we had a Vince thing, Roman would win, Seth would win, Charlotte would win, and we'd all be pissed off still. That's pretty much what he's done for like. Remember, Triple H beat Sting.
But that was representing the Monday Night Wars because
I don't give a
WWE
damn if it came down to it. Sting deserved that. He had one other match in WWE, and Seth ended his career. I mean, let's give him the Vince. He doesn't make smart choices. Everyone, whether they were a WWE guy and they hated WCW, like or vice versa, wanted Sting to win that match. Like Hunter White, Paul. But you're going over. Like, why the hell am I going over? Like,
yeah.
It's the only match we're ever gonna see Sting. Like, let's let him go 0-1.
And I think he would have gladly put Sting over.
He would have very happily because he's not a toolbox. He's not a common 30 worth of tools. He's not a giant box of them. He actually isn't that bad of a human being, as much garbage as he gets.
Yeah.
Being like he puts lots of people over. He's a decent guy. Look at the creative that he's look at like NXT and everyone that he's made. That's then got squandered on the main roster and then has come back to NXT and suddenly they're champions that are doing cool stuff. Like he's got it. It's just that guy that's running the main roster that, I'm not talking about the little short ginger guy. I'm not talking about Shane. I'm not talking about Adam Pearce. I'm not talking about Jamie Noble. I'm talking about one guy that should just retire like 10 years ago and go away. His era was over. I didn't get to go to the SmackDown at the arena up there in Pennsylvania. I think it was the Wachovia Arena in Wilkes-Barre at the time. I don't know. It's changed names now. Where his limousine blew up. That should have been it. Go away. Let Vincent, let Triple H and Stephanie run it. Why? Because the ratings were sucking then, and like you just kept dragging it on for a million years. Where like NXT on the network was getting more ratings than Raw and SmackDown combined.
But on a positive note, your Viking Raiders are back.
They are.
To the bright side.
And they looked good. I mean, they better look good. Damn it, for how long they were gone. They better they look great. And I do feel bad though. Why did it have to be Shelton and Cedric? Because I think they're like Shelton's underutilized the whole time. And Cedric's amazing.
But using it as a tool for the Vikings
to do that, yes, to come back and like look, because they were just former tag champs. Yeah. They just lost. Like I get the whole thing, but there's a lot of people have come back from the night after, Mania, and they just beat the hell. No one thought about it. Like,
but it still makes the Viking Raiders look legit. And Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander trying to find the connection of being a good team and maybe work their way back, maybe not into the Hurt Business, but maybe in a tag team picture and creating more teams for each other's face for those tag titles. Try to develop the tag team division on Raw that is basically not even there.
It's Vince. It's not going to turn into anything. Like, look how long during the pandemic there were lots of people there.
Yeah,
it was the Viking Raiders and our dear friends that are now on SmackDown with the red Solo cups and the smoke and hoisting his wife up after she won the title at Mania after he dead sprinted down the ramp, which is still one of the greatest videos that you've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, go look. Like him going down there to celebrate with her was just, that's what WrestleMania is about. And Sasha looked happy too. Sasha was crying happy tears. Like it was just one of those moments that too bad it happened when the cameras were off. But
thank God he didn't slip.
How about that? He did a dead sprint. He made it down the damn thing. And he wasn't in sneakers. He wasn't in nothing that had any grip. He made it. Thank you, coordination. Thank you, Tez. But like those two, like they were it. And then And then like, New Day's here now. Why? Like they're gonna make it the Hurt Business to build them up, and then like they've done nothing. And I just have this odd feeling they're gonna do nothing with them. They're like, we're gonna see Shelton do what he did at the end of his last run. He's just gonna vanish, and Cedric's gonna be worth nothing. And it's gonna be a giant waste of talent because that's all they know how to do.
Yeah.
Because a smart person is not running the main event, the main roster, the main anything. You put main in front of it, it's bad.
Yeah.
He's out of touch with, like, I don't know, the last 700 years. He's a dinosaur. He should go away.
Speaking of,
shouldn't go away. Rhea and them should not go away. We talked about them already, but they were putting on a hell of a match before Charlotte got involved. It's going to be a really quick conversation altogether, but
we knew it was
going to Rhea. We're going to be like, we knew it was coming, but they put on a great match without them. It wasn't as good as Mania, but it was Raw. Yeah, I mean, like there's commercials, like, so when there's commercials, they waste time. They're still doing stuff, but they waste time during the commercial breaks. They come back. So the actions when they're on TV, like, there's nothing you can do about that. Like, I'm talking like a crazy Italian grandmother right now. Like, look at me with my hands. But there was nothing that made, but they still put on a good thing, and that's going to be a great match, which that whole segment there leads you into what you went to bed after, I'm sure. Well, sorry, Bray still talked afterwards, but Alexa's Playground.
Yes, very, very good. WrestlingEdge.com came across an article. This whole Fiend and Bliss thing is not even stopping. This is the tip of the iceberg from what I'm hearing. On some of those articles.
That's what I picked up on. That it's not that this is just a wrinkle in the grand scheme of things.
Bliss really enjoying it, and you know what? You're so much better at what you do when you're actually enjoying what you're doing.
Which is a big problem. Which is Sasha's whole entire problem, her whole entire career, because when she's not number one, well, she's pretty much worthless.
Yeah.
Why do you think her and Bayley lost it? Like, you're the first ever women's tag team champion. I'm still miserable and don't want to be here. Like, oh, that's great, because there's people that have had like one match all year. Like, I'm so happy. Like, you're so miserable. Like, please do the world a favor. Find a dark, dark hole
and crawl in it.
And cry yourself to sleep and don't tell us anything about it. Like, she was on top of the world. You were the first ever, and she was still miserable. Yep. Like, Alexa is like on top of like all you ever hear, all you ever see. Like, she's like, through the roof, just enjoying everything. And you have and there's people you have to enjoy. Like, even if you're not really happy with it. Like, look at Kane, for example, completely off kilter. But when he was doing the fake Diesel and the dentist, Isaac Yankem, like, he was still putting his all into it and enjoying every second of it, knowing that sooner or later something was bound to happen for him.
It's called being a professional, a good business person. Because when wrestlers do that and they put the business first, good things happen.
Look how good, yes. Look how long, I mean, like, yeah, you see that good dance move right there? But like, that's really like all they have to do. Like, and I'm happy to see, like, because I was talking to someone today. I don't remember who the hell it was. It wasn't you. Which is surprising because it was about wrestling. But like that's just, there's so many possibilities with how they did that. Now, the doll looked mentally like it looked more off kilter than me, but she's happy. He's still in the thing, and we don't have to get to like him way at the end. Like, Bray was back. It was weird. It wasn't full Bray, but theoretically, it's a whole new character because he died and he's been resurrected. So
new outlook on life.
Yeah, it's like a whole different. I mean, it was still very much Bray, and he was still very good, and he was still right on point with everything he did. It just wasn't what we were used to the whole time when he was doing the Firefly Funhouse Bray. But it was still. It just seemed like the energy was less. Like, the gangsterness, I mean, I hate to use the word gangster, but I'll get yelled at for it, whatever. It's the only word I got. He didn't seem as like that, but man, he just looked.
Yeah, and it was short, sweet, point
to the point.
One wondering and not dragged out, which usually most of the time a lot of Bray stuff.
Which is but his drawn out stuff, man, some of his most drawn out stuff is like Rock and Foley, which, by the way, when you get those things, we're getting a whole episode talking about those crazy fools. The Rock and Sock connection, like, and somehow the one time where Vince Russo did something right. But like the Fiend, like Bray, like everything he's done with the Funhouse, all that's been so good. And like that was the new beginning yesterday. That's what I was sitting there going, well, at least I didn't go to bed, so I got to see this. It wasn't as upbeat. And he was just see you later, bye.
I hate to say it, the only reason why I stayed up was Bliss and Bray. End of story.
Well, me too, but yeah, I have medication. What 9:30, 9:45. I'm taking it because then if something exciting happens, I'll at least be gone. And trying to hold one eye open, and I won't miss anything just in case, but nothing exciting. Like it was the worst.
Yeah,
it was the worst Raw after Mania. Like I guess ever in my lifetime, and that's been a lot of years. That's over 2 decades of watching. That was terrible.
But going back to underutilized characters or people that really shouldn't be squashed or embarrassed or whatever you want to call it, too soon for to be pinned by Miz, or maybe a story buildup. I'm kind of lost on that one.
Like he was on, like, why give him the role to, especially the Miz? Miz doesn't need it. And they were having like Miz and Morrison were like,
I thought, you see the
tension. I thought it was, I was like, what, they're fine. What, after all of my bitching, they're finally gonna do it. And then it was all like, here comes Priest. I was like, no, like we were so close. And you guys,
I have a feeling it's coming. We don't know when.
I know, but I was like, they're doing it. They're doing it. No, they're not doing it.
But maybe Priest, again, they won at WrestleMania. Miz got, Miz didn't really have to win last night. Maybe Priest is the person that pushes them apart.
And I just want to say very clearly, to the point for everyone watching and listening, for our pleasure, because it's my pleasure to do what we do. When the referee is literally facing the Miz doing the goddamn count, how are you going to miss his feet on? Like, if you're going to have, teach the referee to be in position, he's counting. Like, there's literally his feet up on the second rope, directly in front of his damn face.
Yeah.
Like, and there's exactly what you turn around and go, you kidding me? What? Because you were looking right at him, you stupid pile of. Like, I wrote it down like 17 times, like all this space right here. That is all like his eyes were directly at his feet on the ropes.
Hashtag should have been Charles Robinson.
Hashtag pull out in Hebner. Don't pull out Little Nate. Well, Little Nate already gets enough coverage.
Hey, Hebner's over at another.
I know. Pull Hebner back. What he can see. Hell, pull out him and his brother, the twin Hebners. Like here, what they can have them argue like we did way back when. But I mean, if you're gonna have the referee do that, how about you don't have his face directly at his feet, counting the whole time? You can't miss a half-naked Miz. Like, he was wearing pants. He's now in his boxers. You can tell the difference between black boxers and pasty white skin. If you're going to do it, at least do it good. Don't make it look that, which is, again, just another thing. Maybe I was just already pissed off by the time that happened because of how bad last night was for a Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
But I was like, he's looking right at him. He's looking right at him. He's really looking right at him. 1, 2, he's still okay. What? They pulled it off, and there was Miz, like, yay, look at me, my pants are falling off. And there was like, why do we can we just have them separate already? What, can we have them separate for Extreme Rules?
Yeah, or something.
I could just see Miz get just murdered. Hey, excuse me. If Alexa could talk about killing Legend Killer that much, I can say I want to see Morrison murder the Miz. They started it. They're using much more colorful language than we are, and they're on national television and on a national network on Peacock. Like, if they could talk about murdering people and killing them, and then ruining it.
Unless you're Abby the puppet in Firefly Funhouse and you have a crucifix every mouth getting bleeped out, but whatever, But yet, Bad Bunny can say the B word and not get it bleeped out.
Hey, that's because, let's look at his label he's on. Guarantee NBC is somehow involved in it.
Yeah.
Look how much money he's making them. I'm like, go for it. What? We don't care. What? Threaten to kill everybody. No one cares. That was a waste. And Mandy and Dana and them was a waste. Like, we're good. What? They'll just get counted out. Like, Like that was just dumb. What's that?
It's
What's that word you appreciated so much this past weekend? 6-letter word starts with the letter S.
ends with a D.
Yeah, that was
Stupid.
stupid.
Not stupendous. Stupid.
Stupid. Like that was terrible. Like I was all like, you put this late in the night.
Pretty sad when 10 to 15% of Raw was good, and just the rest was just like, why? Why?
New Day versus Elias and Riker. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Braun, like granted, triple threat. Like at least we saw Drew win with a Claymore and someone in a pinning predicament. So it was different, but we've seen people do that all the time. Like it's just like Seth with his thump. Like it was just like if you take the Firefly Funhouse and you take Alexa out of the question, Alexa's playground.
I would have been in bed at 8:00.
No, for how long they took, you would have been in bed by 8:25. Let's go and be honest.
True.
Between the two segments and commercial breaks, 8:25. But that was a pile of garbage.
Yeah.
I know a little something about garbage. You should see my garage right now. It's full of garbage.
Or processed cheese left on your doorstep.
I still don't get that.
Me neither.
It's still sitting there. I'm just like that made less sense than Raw. I don't care what they say about we're waiting for people to be there.
Made more sense than Raw, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, like pulling the we're waiting on people to be here before we pull the trigger on anything cool. There's not going to be any people to watch it if you don't hurry up because it's garbage. It's a bigger dumpster fire than my life was in 2018 and 19 before I got hit. Is it bad that getting hit by a moving vehicle going like 65 on foot is the highlight of a 2-year span of your life? Like that's a bad sign. And that was still more exciting than Raw last night. Like at least I kept you on. At least I kept you on the edge of your seat. You were wondering what was going to happen to him. Wasn't just, can we just get to Bray so I can go to bed now? Like, can you just get hit? What? You get the call. We say, hey, I'm alive. Can we just get to that and move on?
It seemed like every segment, I'm like, oh God, just please be Bray so I can go to bed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was a dumpster fire. I can't believe we got that much conversation out of that dumpster fire. But it was so like, granted, we only really talked about like 3 things out of the like whole entire page of notes we both have. We talked about one thing, like 2, maybe, like that mattered. But you know what the best thing is? We got part 2. Talk about stuff that actually made a difference and what we're going to see about NXT tonight, which, I'm sure we're not going to see a lot. They're going to, it's the debut, but.
Yeah, I was going to say they might go off on a hitch. They might just, I don't know.
A rematch here and there, but,
50-50 shot.
But again, all you following along on the Spotify's and all of those of the world, part 2 comes up after a brief message that I did for our dear friends at Anchor that make this show possible with me and Justin. If it wasn't for them, we legit would not be here right now. And for everyone else, the video is going to be right after it on YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble, so it's not that hard. Just look for the thing. I don't care how rude it is. It takes 3 seconds. Well, that means that we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, especially you. Don't you leave on me. Then we're screwed.